You are listening to WIN on KZKO. Check them out every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on KZKO The Vibe.
It's local. It's global. You are listening to WIN World Local News.
WIN World Local News with Potter Smittss. Our top story today is brought to us by WIN Facebook contributor Leslie of Kyoto, Japan. Today sadly marks the 20th anniversary of the death of legendary rap star Biggie Smalls. To spit some lyrics on this, how this affects the nation and the world, let's drop it in on esteemed WIN Global rap reporter David Hasselhoff, who's at the Vienna Opera House with the 411. David?
Hi there. That's right. I'm at the Opera House here, and I was just out here visiting my favorite country, Germany, and I came across one of my favorite Austrian rappers. This is
Yeah. This is MC Deutschmark. What?
You heard it loud and clear. MC Deutschmark, I'm sure you're aware. This is the 20th year anniversary, marking the death of Notorious.
Much respect. You know, he was one of the best to ever do it. Best to ever do it 20 years ago, though. Taken down because he was dedicated to the game. You know, and I know speaking for myself, it's just I try to dedicate myself to the game just like Biggie did. You know.
Do you ever get any flack for that, being a European rapper, picking up on the American game?
Oh yeah. I mean, growing up, when I was rocking my Malcolm X hat, you know, over here in Vienna, and people were like, yo, why you doing that? That he didn't mean nothing over here. And I'm like, hey, he stood up for his game, and I'm representing my game by representing his game.
What is your game?
Oh, my game is respecting game. You know, anybody that got's game, I'm just gonna throw respect out there.
That's what a lot of your peers say. They say MC Deutschmark is one of the most respectful rappers there is.
I'm very polite. I take a lot of pride in my etiquette, in, you know, saying please, saying thank you, giving up my seat to old women on the bus. Excuse me, old bitches. Sorry.
All right. I mean, well, that's interesting. You just put in the B. You just dropped a B.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and originally though you said old women, old ladies.
Yeah, and then I realized I was being disrespectful. Cause I mean, these hoes, they out there trying to get their money. You know, they working hard, and they need to sit down too. You know, so I don't wanna throw shade on their game by just saying they're just women. Because, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize. Much respect to you and your organization that can't say B, so I'll just say B. But these B's, I mean, that implies that they getting their hustle on. You know, they got a lot to do. They're getting their groceries. They're going to the market.
So B's are hustlers, and that's to be respected.
Oh, yeah.
They've got their own game.
Yeah, they're working B's.
And you're respecting that game.
Absolutely. Respect, much respect.
So what's the next thing for MC Deutschmark to respect? Ooh. You know, marking this 20th year anniversary of B.I.G's death.
You know, I'm just gonna try and show respect by getting myself shot too. You know, I'm gonna start some beef.
Okay.
You know, a very respectful beef, mind you, but like a beef nonetheless. And I'm just gonna get myself shot.
All right. Well, I guess I wish you the best of luck in finding that respect and
much respect
and whatnot. Well, there you have it, Potter. Big things to expect from MC Deutschmark.
Yeah, what? Thank you for the interview, by the way.
Well, thank you, David. I hope you can resurrect your Baywatch career as well, because I would love to see you in front of the camera again. Well, anyway, our next story is brought to us by WIN Facebook contributor Drew of Chicago, Illinois. The recent release of the Chinese documentary Under the Dome, which chronicles the extreme air pollution on mainland China as a metaphor for Asian pornography, has just been taken offline by the Chinese central government. To stoke a breath of fresh air on what is happening here, let's go live to WIN Asia Cinnamon reporter Tai Chi, who's in Shaolin, China, with the Mushu pork of the story. Tai Chi?
Yes, thank you, Potter. I'm here on location. Here in Beijing, and I am here with the as you say, the Mushu pork of the story. He is the biggest meat in China, Mr. Sum Yan Chu.
Yes, my friends just call me Big Dong.
A very appropriate name. Now, you featured, Mr. Dong, featured prominently in the documentary, which was removed by the Chinese government from the airwaves. How are you personally feeling about this?
I am very upset for the people who will not get the big picture, because there is much to be seen. And I am upset with this government. I will be very open with saying that their censorship is taking away from me reaching an audience where I can display my talents. And people will appreciate what I bring to a silver screen.
Your audience now has become, ironically, very small. And you have shown no fear in responding to the government's decision now. And you are not scared of what they may do?
Right. And that is, it is my boldness that pushes me to skip the middleman of the film and to do my craft of sex films live on stage.
So you have moved into the local man's Chinese theater here, which we just call man's theater, which is very appropriate as you are the man, some might say.
Yes, I am highly regarded in my field, but I still have much work to do.
Now, what of the reports I have heard of women and some men becoming overly excited with your proximity to them in the theater, as opposed to having the glass screen in between?
Yes, doctors have figured out that my body produces about 200% the regular amount of pheromones.
Yes, that is why I am wearing this hazmat suit. This is the only way that I can conduct this interview without, shall we say, becoming turgid.
I appreciate your consideration and respect.
Now, when is your next performance?
In a half hour, so I should go to a green room and warm up.
Okay, and I will let the audience know if you are in Beijing. This is your first of 7 performances tonight?
Yes, I have 7 performances, which is another thing I'm known for is stamina.
Yes. And now, is there any way for how does one get to co-star with you on a stage?
Talk to my agent or send me a letter.
Handwritten letters only.
Handwritten letters with a hand-drawn self-portrait.
Okay. Mine is on the way. Thank you, Mr. Dong. Potter, back to you.
Well, thank you, Tai Chi. That was a very interesting report, and boy, I hope he has a great set of performances tonight. Well, let's head over to the World Sports Desk and check up with Fired Up Frank, who was gone last week, but now he's back, and he's at the Apple headquarters in Cupertino, California, for the World Apple Watch Launch Championship. Fired Up Frank, what's going on out there?
Well, Potter, I gotta say, I was really confused, by what was going on. I expected to see people watching apples, as that's most of the competitions I attend are people watching things. But that's not at all. This is actually referring to a timepiece. And there's not a lot of competition here, as Apple has very much cornered the market. And, frankly, I'm worried about how close they are stepping to a monopoly. I'm on the phone with my lawyer right now, and we are going to possibly investigate whether I can file a class action lawsuit. But as far as what's going on right now, a lot of people are really happy. I'm pretty bored. I need some competition, Potter. Back to you.
Wow, it seems pretty festive out there, though, Fired Up, so, maybe you can get enthralled with it after all. Well, let's check into the World Global Weather Station with Tulip Sunspring, who's at the Colosseum in Rome, Italy. How are things looking out there in the Roman Colosseum, Tulip?
There's a battle. There's a reenactment of ancient Roman fighters going on right now, and a little piece of trivia: they actually used to be able to fill the Colosseum with water and reenact naval battles. That's true. And right now, though, it is hot. There are a lot of gorgeous Italian men who are just swinging their swords at each other, and you can see rippling veins in their arms, and the strain and the exertion that they exhibit is it's making for a storm cloud, very dense with moisture and humidity, and it looks like it's gonna get it looks like there's a rainfall. Okay, I have to go.
Well, thank you, Tulip. That was very interesting. That's the first time in weeks you actually mentioned something to do with the weather. And thank you all for tuning in to WIN World Local News. I'm Potter Smittss. Good day, and stay tuned for Community Court, next on the World Improv Network.
Give the WinCast your suggestions via Facebook, Twitter, or the KZKO Win blog during the commercial break of a case that needs to be heard during Community Court. Next on KZKO.
You are listening to WIN on KZKO. Check them out every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on KZKO The Vibe.